In addition to Barbara's Little Hands, we actually have a special guest joining us today. We got Yssa. Where's Yssa? Where's she gonna fit?
Yay!
Hello,
A special guest.
It's a special.
Yes,
I'm not.
I've been
I'm
having
not
trouble.
Bernie. Sorry.
No, you're not. Where's your lower third? You should be demanding your title.
Oh yeah. Hello guys. I'm Yssa. I am director and showrunner for Recorded by Arizal. Yay! It's down here.
There it is.
Yay! It's me.
Hell yes!
Yeah.
What up? What up?
A queen! A
Thank
queen
you.
is present!
Thank you.
We finally showed a little bit of it last week, right, on social. Some people finally got a first little look at it. When was that? When did people first hear about it? It was like earlier this year?
Oh yes, because it was there was a small clip from some of the early concepts on the sizzle reel for 2020 that Rooster Teeth released, and that was like the first.
That feels
time.
like that was like 5 years ago.
Oh yeah, every month is a presidential year at this point.
It's true.
Yes.
What is time anymore?
Yeah. Welcome. It's me.
So speaking of time, people only have to wait a couple more weeks to see it. It's coming out July 13th, I want to say.
Yeah, for first members. The week after will be for public and YouTube. So stick around for that.
Is it going to be on the RT Animation YouTube?
Yes, RT Animation YouTube, also on Rooster Teeth as well. Fun fact, the episodes are short enough that sometimes I think about like, man, why don't we just upload the episode on Twitter and then people will watch it? But
Yeah, there's a lot of places doing stuff like that nowadays, like uploading complete content on social media.
yeah.
Yeah, you can upload it on TikTok and they'll steal your clipboard and they'll...
Is that what they do? They nick your clipboard?
yeah, they're looking at your clipboard. They're snooping at your clipboard all the time.
What you got in your clipboard, Gus?
Butts.
What a great answer.
Yeah. So,
Pictures of butts or just the word butts, just typed out in quotes.
What would you
Listen.
prefer?
it really depends on the time of day.
Yeah, like an evening clipboard is different to a morning
Yeah.
clipboard.
Right, of course.
I like
So, I want to make a confession here. I keep wanting to say Azrael instead of Arizal.
that's so good.
Like every time I'm like, nope, I'm saying it wrong. And I think we were in a meeting the other day. There was like a company-wide meeting, and I think one person said that. I was like, uh-oh.
Yikes.
Call out post. It was Torian. the new showrunner for the new season of RBG.
Damn.
So that's hilarious.
Exposed.
Yes,
On blast.
On blast. My co-developer and co-writer Josh. We mentioned, since it went through a couple of different names, if only because fun fact, there's a company who also owns the original title or the trademark for it, so we had to come up with a new name. And one of the things Josh mentioned was, if we commit to Recorded by Arizal, we have to commit to people saying the name wrong. And I'm like, all right, let's go.
I can get behind
As a
that.
as a person who's worked on Ruby, I'm sure you're used to it.
I know so many people.
What's Rawubby?
Rawubby. I know so many people who pronounce it RWBY. And I'm like, yep, it's fine. It's totally okay. Just remember, everyone, Azrael is a demon. And Arizal, yes. So
Is also a demon.
it's also, yes.
I know all too well.
Your cold stare into the lens unnerves me. So, have you all mentioned what the show's about, or what's going on with it, or what the story is?
Yeah, I've been working with marketing, and they actually did a really good one sentence bit. So the premise of Recorded by Arizal, this is a prelude to a story. It's a 4-part series of very short vlogs where Arizal is a high school student who is doing this extra credit assignment about whether or not the life that she's signing up for is the life that she really wants. So kind of classic, what's the word? Classic existential crisis pre-college is how I would make the equivalent for it.
Is Arizal taking a gap year, going to find herself, backpack through Europe?
Yeah, exactly. She's going to learn about all these people, go through Asia as well.
I love that though, because it's such a relatable situation to be that age and trying to figure out like what the hell am I supposed to be doing? Or is this direction I'm going in? Like, am I going to be happy doing that? And I feel like there's so much pressure on people of that age to like figure out their entire life
Yeah.
right then.
Absolutely. There's I thought of something and then I forgot it. So you know what? Let's continue.
I think we got distracted by the beautiful shot of just you and me on the screen and no one
Just
else.
screen cap that,
Yeah,
please.
this is all
None of
fancy,
these
by the
hairy
way.
men.
I want this. I want Issa's box next week. Can I get that? Can I be just like
King Gus.
I mean,
Yeah,
you already
like-
host separate from like participants in the credits or whatever. What are we as cast? But you're the host.
I don't even know. Yeah, sure. That's me.
It's like host and then like featuring blah, 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 I think, in the credits.
Yeah.
I didn't write
featuring
them. I
Gus.
didn't come up with them.
And then like numerous like executive producer credits for people who are like people who've never existed.
Yep.
Set design credits for a set we haven't sat on in 3 months.
There's still pictures of it in the
It's true.
credits.
It's in the intro, and if you're in
It
the
still
intro, you're
exists.
set. Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
And we're gonna eventually use it again.
Are we?
Maybe next year.
It's gonna be like coming back to like a post-apocalyptic world where everything has like vines growing on it.
Yeah, I want it
and
to look
there's-
like The Last of Us. I want there to be like plants growing up through the couch.
Oh, please.
Yeah, it's gonna be Jumanji in stage 5. That's just
Yeah.
That'd be so aesthetic.
We had bats in there once years ago when we moved in.
I remember that story. It's a classic, like, oh yeah, remember that time?
Yep, it was
Stupid
a
bats.
terrible idea to try to handle it ourselves and not call animal control. Or
I remember being
Which we
very-
eventually did.
I was so confused because everyone was like freaking out. I was like, "It's a bat," and then I found out that there's rabies in the U.S. still, and it's not been eradicated. I was like, "Shit, you get rabies here?"
You can eradicate it? They don't have rabies in the UK?
No, not since like the 20s or something.
How do you
But
eradicate?
now it's the 20s. Not since the last 20s.
Are you sure we're not confusing that with polio?
sounds a little bit more rational there.
Thanks for
Man.
I thought rabies existed everywhere, like because
It exists, but there's like strict quarantine rules between. I mean, Australia is like some of the strictest animal quarantine because of rabies and stuff.
But how
and
do you
rabies
quarantine
is like.
wild animals? How do you quarantine a bat?
Also, don't you not know if you necessarily got like rabies like until it starts showing effects of it?
Yeah,
and then it's
if
too
you
late.
show a symptom of rabies, you are done for.
yeah.
It's like the closest thing to a zombie thing,
Yeah.
zombie condition.
And those like rabies, like the rabies vaccines, like if you suspected of getting bit by something that has rabies, the like series of shots you have to get are no joke whatsoever. It's like 12 shots and they're like fucking enormous. My sister had to have a round of rabies shots because she at summer camp she stayed in this cabin that like when they turned the lights off at night they would hear things flying around the cabin like inside. And then of course they discovered that there were bats living in the roof of this cabin, which like later and a girl found one in her shoe, a bat in her
What?
shoe.
Wow.
And so like they had to play it safe and get like all 12 girls that were staying in this cabin a round of like rabies vaccinations just to be sure. And like I think because it was like a cabin of 12 girls, they used all the rabies rounds vaccines in the state of Texas
my God.
to make sure this like cabin of girls was covered. Then later, like after that summer, they demolished the cabin and living in the roof of this like summer camp cabin were like 50,000 bats.
Jesus.
Wow.
Yeah, it was a huge colony like living inside this in the roof of this cabin. It was absolutely nuts.
That is nightmare.
Yeah,
I liked how engrossed Issa was in that story.
Yeah. I'm taking notes, guys, for my story. Write what you know, right?
I'm reading in
This
the
is
chat now.
research, thank you.
Apparently, it was 1902, so not the 20s.
Oh, even
Slightly
earlier than you thought.
You flipped it.
But
Damn,
it's
dude.
a smaller island. It's a lot easier to keep rabies lower.
Also, we're dumb here, so it's really
I mean, New
hard to get rid of
Zealand,
anything in this country.
New Zealand doesn't even have COVID.
I know.
That's true. Oh, didn't they have new cases just because people
Oh,
came
did they?
and they're like, oh,
Yeah.
F you guys, man.
Oh shit!
People
so was
traveled.
it?
Yeah.
Where'd it come from? Like people
It was
coming in with it?
America. Yeah, people with possible COVID came in, and then I think the cases went back to like more than zero.
That's a whoops.
Yeah.
That's how it starts, though.
cases went to that greater than symbol 0. Like, it's like, like, well,
we can't keep Yssa too long because I know you're recording something else at 5:30.
Watch, I have notes. Yes.
Yeah. You want to plug that?
Oh yes. Watch, I have notes, guys. I'm about to record it right now.
What is I have notes?
I have notes is a podcast where surprisingly, sorry, I'm mixing up my my pitch words. People with surprisingly long IMDb pages talk about animation, creative industry, and something else that we always think about. The last funny bit. I'm not great without scripts, everyone.
Well, I have a note for you.
Oh, thank you. Please.
I love, my favorite thing is the way you guys announced the show was Carrie doing that thing where he's just like, hey guys, yeah, we got a new show called I Have Notes. And
Oh, yeah.
he's like super low energy. And I was like, this is weird. And then it just like, you guys kept following it up with responses of like, hey Carrie, it was great, but like now I think you should add this and do
that's
this next
funny.
time. And it just kept evolving to make the announcement video better and better.
Yeah.
Because I was so confused. I was like, man, Carrie, put a little effort into it. Dude. Come on.
It's all part of the bit. You got to build it up.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
So do we have Eric is telling me we have a clip for recorded by Arizal?
Yes, we do.
So far, I think people haven't seen an actual clip, right? Like there was just like a GIF and some images posted.
Yes. But this is a little sneak peek. We actually get to introduce the character. So I hope you guys like it, and I hope you guys fall in love with her so you can watch the show, please.
Let's roll that beautiful bean footage.
love it.
Hello. My name is Arizal. I am 16 years old, and I am a senior at Academy 14, District 4. I live with my tita, tito, and cousin. My favorite food is apple peach pie. What else? Oh, this is an extra credit assignment, a formal application to be a record keeper, if you will. They gave us some prompts to get us started. So, the first one, what is a record keeper to you?
Is apple peach pie a real thing, and where can I get one?
So fun fact, I based that off of peach mango pie, and I'm pretty sure apple peach pie is a real thing. If you really believe, yes.
Hungry.
I'm taking that note, Gus.
We should like for community engagement. We should have people make apple peach pies and then like send us pictures of them.
Oh, that's so cute.
And then
Peaches
send
aren't
them for us to
seasoned.
eat.
Yes.
Through the mail.
Yeah, that's a good excuse for everyone, because then it's like a little fun community activity and you get pie out of it.
Right. So everyone, send us your pies by July 13th so we can eat them before the first
Send us your
episode of,
pies.
recorded by Arizal comes out.
We'll do a taste test and then we'll rank them, all the pies.
Yeah.
You'll just have to take our word for it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks so much for joining us, Yssa. I know you got to run. You got the other thing to record, but thanks for coming on. We look forward to watching the show when it comes out.
Thanks for having me. Bye, guys.
July 13th.
Bye.
Bye, Yssa. Bye.